Hey everyone, actually let me make my connection is good. Dana here with Love Sola. I am going to just do a very quick tutorial on how to turn the shell flower into a ranunculus. So let me show you. This is the shell. Everyone knows what the shell is. And then here's one that I did earlier. Okay, so we're gonna make this kind of like a peachy pink color. Ranunculus are many different colors. Some are more pinky, some are more creamy, some are peachier. So we're just gonna do this color that I have here. And I'm just gonna give you a little tip on how to turn the shell into a ranunculus because they are pretty popular these days. I have two greens. Hey everyone. I have two greens and I have a pinky peach mixture here. Okay, so this is already watered down. And I have my little rag here. And I have thanks Erica, this is just, well, it got a little paint in it, but this is just hot water, okay? So this is like, I microwaved it for like a minute and a half. So it's like hot, like kind of like coffee hot. So the reason I have hot water is because it helps the shell to open up a little bit just so we can get those petals not so like jam-packed with each other. So we can kind of loosen them up. So let me do that for you here. So this is a 2-inch. I'm gonna dip it into my hot water and it's gonna be, make it like kind of extra pliable. In the hot water too, you can like immediately feel it like loosen up. So I'm just gonna kind of soak it in there. If you have any questions while I'm doing this, I don't know if people ask me the pinky coral color. I just literally threw a bunch of pinks and corals together. So I can't tell you those colors, but I can tell you the green colors when I get to green. So if you've looked up a ranunculus flower, a real one, you know that the center of it a lot of times has like, I call it like a little eye. It looks like a little eyeball. And so a lot of the times it's green. So that's why we're doing green. But if you want different colors of these, you can always Google image search them and then, you know, copy the color schemes. So the ones that I looked up today were that peachy corally pinky color with the green centers, okay? So again, I'm taking my shell and I put it in that hot water and I'm just kind of loosening up my petals just a little bit here, okay? I'm gonna dip it in again. Again, this is kind of hot water, all right? And I'm gonna open it up. Don't pull too hard because if you pull too hard, you're gonna break all the petals, but I just want it to be not so super tight. Okay, so I've got it loosened up just a little bit where these outer guys are opened, and I'm going to dip it into my pinky mixture. Again, this is just watered down like I would dye a regular flower. I'm just gonna spin that around in there a little bit, and then I'm gonna shake it off. Okay, can you see this here? There we go. And I'm gonna open it up again a little bit so that pink can go down in there. Just gonna wipe my hands off. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of my paintbrushes and I'm gonna take my lighter green color, and I'll show you the color in a second here. Now remember, this flower is like really wet now because I put it in the hot water, got it really soaked, then I dipped it in my dye, which is obviously very watery as well. So I have this light color. This is called Cricket Field, okay? And again, not all centers are this green kind of color, but a lot are. They look like little eyes. So I'm just gonna touch it. This is not watered down because my flower is super wet right now. I don't need to water it down right now. And then, right, the twist is good because you kind of have that little circle and the twist to kind of follow around. So I'm just gonna give that like a little, like I said, it looks like a little eyeball. Okay, and I'm just gonna do the light green in a little circle, okay? Now I'm gonna wipe my brush off and I'm gonna dip it in that hot water and I'm just gonna touch the green just to let it spread out, okay? And it kind of just, you know, bleeds a little bit. Okay, so I got my lighter green and I kind of went around just the center where the shell meets in that kind of twist in the middle. Hi, Frida. Okay, so I got my light green in the center there. And again, use like colors of real ones that you like. So you just Google, you know, Ranunculus and then click images and you can find all the different colors and whatever. But I liked these kind of corally pink ones with the green centers. Seems to be a popular one that's in bouquets these days. And then I have a little bit of a darker green. Okay, and this one is called Gleeful. Okay, and again, I'm not watering this down. My flower is very wet. Currently, I'm just gonna do this. And I'm gonna touch it now right in the center. See where like the hole is. Just gonna touch it, just a little dot. Just a little. Again, it looks like a little eyeball in real life. Okay, so I'm gonna bring that dark color right to the center. Do you see that? And then, because if you look in the real ones, it kind of fades into that green. So I'm gonna take my brush, my bigger brush again, and I'm just gonna dip it into my pinky corally color and just rub it actually on top of the light green that I had so that it kind of blends its way in. Thanks. Thanks, Anne-Marie. So again, I'm going back into my pink and I'm actually gonna just rub it over that light green so that it kind of like bleeds it back into it so it looks like it kind of naturally went in. So when I did a little heavier one, I did a little lighter. Okay, if I want that center darker, I can use, I'll show you, just use the dark green again and make my little eyeball there in the middle a little darker, and I don't have to water it down so much. Just depends what kind of color scheme you're going for. But the Ranunculus in real life do look like they have like a little eyeball. So, yeah, Jennifer. Yes, Molly, like these are such a popular flower. Again, these are just the shells from lovesoloflowers.com. That's what you just type in if you want to search these. You're just going to type in shell. And they come in 2 inches and 3 inches. They come in smaller too. You can even make like little buds. If you get the minis of the shells, you can make like little buds. Again, I'm just going back with that peachy pink so that it blends it. Okay, so this one I had it like a little bit darker. I want to show you a couple of different color schemes. I'm going to do one more just to show you if you're just joining us. Should we do like a really big one or should we do the small one again? Just a good little beat up. Let me do this one. This is a 2 inch. Okay, so this is the shell. I'm going to start over and do this last one again. Okay, so this is hot water again, okay? Because I don't want it so tight to each other, and the hot water like loosens it up immediately. It is actually very hot. It's very hot in my hand, but we're gonna make it through here. I put it in the microwave for like 1.5 minutes. It's pretty hot. It's like hot like a fresh cup of coffee. And then I'm just gonna peel back, especially these outer layers, because the Ranunculus is kind of like the shell. The outer layers are opened more than the center. So that's why these are good flowers to use. So I'm just gonna pull those back. If they give you a little bit of a fight, you're gonna dip that in the hot water again. Yes, they're so much fun to dye and hand paint and all that other stuff. Okay, so again, I'm just taking the outer layers and I'm just loosening those up. Okay, but the center can be tight because in a Ranunculus, they are. The centers are tighter than the outside layers. Again, the hot water just like helps it to loosen up a little bit easier. Okay, and it's kind of fluffy like that. A real one is fluffy like that too. Okay, so I used the hot water just plain. I dyed them, I opened it up, and now I'm gonna go into my peachy pink color, and I'm just gonna dip dye it real fast. And then we're gonna go in and do those centers again. Okay, and this is again, it's called the shell. So if you go to lovesoloflowers.com, you can just search for shell. And you can get like in babies all the way up to 3 inch, which is really cute because in a bouquet, if you're gonna use just like these, because a lot of people just want a bouquet of just Ranunculus, you can have like little buds with the minis, the mini shells, and then go up to 3 inches and you can have like a cute little bouquet of all this. Okay, so let me just shake out the paint so I can hold it up. Okay, so I've got it dipped, I peeled it back. I think I'm spilling myself. Got it peeled back, okay? And I'm gonna go in my green. Again, I'm going to use my light green again first, okay? And again, some of these aren't so green in the center. Some of them have a little bit different color. So according to the one you pick, I picked this peachy coral with the green centers because it's a pretty classic look. Okay, so I'm going to follow the little swirl that a shell already has. So that's what makes these really easy to paint in a ranunculus, the shells, because it already has a little twist in the center for you. So I'm going to go and I'm going to put my light green just around in the center of my shell. It's like a little twist in there. Okay. I know, everyone loves these flowers, aren't they? They're like so popular right now. And so I had to do this. I'm just putting some water in to like let it bleed a little bit. Okay, because in a real one, it obviously, you know, gradually gets lighter. But they do look like little eyeballs. They do, like, if you look at a real flower, they look like they have like a little bit of an eyeball there. Okay, now I'm gonna go with my darker green. Okay, I got my darker green. And I'm going to put that on the tip of this brush. And now I'm going to go into the center, right where that shell twist meets. See right where that little hole is there? And I'm gonna just touch it with this darker green. Again, the ranunculus looks like it's got that little bitty eye. So this one I want to be like nice and small. Okay. Okay. And then what I do, is it difficult? Oh no, Molly, it's easy. I'll show you in a second if I have a stem up here. If I don't have one, I can explain it very easily. But we do have a video on how to stem flowers. And I even have a video on how to stem like difficult flowers. But no, it's very easy to stem. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so I got this, and now I'm coming back. I'll let you know in a minute, Jessica. And I'm gonna come back with my peachy pink, okay? And I'm just gonna rub that around the edge of my light green, just again to make it more like subtly going into each other. Okay, and I'll show you how they turned out. A bouquet of these would be so pretty for Valentine's Day. That's true. Jackie, it's true. My trays are like a work of art as they are. So that's really funny. It's like almost exactly the same color. That's so funny. Okay, so here I've got my little guys. And you can make like a whole bouquet of these and put them together, and you can use all the different sizes. You could do, again, little mini babies. They're like 1.5 inch all the way up to 3 inches. So you could have them as buds or as opened. Let me put them here to dry. It's so easy with the shell flower because you literally find right where that twist in the middle meets, and then you just touch it. Let me see if I have a stem here. If I don't have a stem, I will just kind of show you. Okay, so for you who asked, I can't see your name anymore because you're already up on the comments, but very easy to stem. So you get an 18 gauge wire stem. You have a backyard flower. You literally drop hot glue and stick the stem in. That's really all there is to do. And we have videos for all that stuff too. So these are my ranunculus. I hope you liked my quick tutorial here. I just thought, you know, you guys have shells, and if you don't, you can go get those in dozen packs. But it's just a flower that's very used, especially around this time of year, and then towards the spring. But for Valentine's, making a bouquet of these, they look very realistic. I don't know how to hold them where you can see them very well, but they are very realistic looking, and this is just what it is. So let me show you the paint. I did just mix a bunch of pinks and oranges to make my coral color, but I do use bare latex paint. And I used, for the light green, it's called Cricket Field, and that's bare, Cricket Field. And then for my dark green, I used Gleeful. It's called Gleeful. I know. Lord, everyone keeps saying that. I just realized it. That's funny. The pinky corally color, though, there is a color called Taffy Twist, which is kind of peachy pink. That's pretty close to this color. So if you're looking for a bare color that's kind of this color, there is something called Taffy Twist. It's like a pinky peach. So you could use that. And again, I have those two greens. We used bare You can use them in any finish. But with these, again, with the shells, I do suggest you dipping them in some hot water so that you can peel those outer ones out a little bit. Again, because you want these petals to be a little loose. And so if you put it in that hot water, that see how they can pull back? You can open them up a little bit more. But a ranunculus is tighter in the center, so you might want to leave those in the center, but you can pull those out. So for those of you who are new, these are called shell. Okay, so you just go again, lovesolaflowers.com. You just can type in shell, and then you have a drop-down box to pick out what sizes. This is a 3-inch and a 2-inch. Maybe that's not a full 3-inch, but I did open them, so I'm a little confused now. But and then you can do minis, so you can have a bouquet of all your ranunculus in all the different shapes and sizes. And they're easy, and they're pretty, and perfect for Valentine's Day. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys tonight. So go get your shells. If you don't have any shells hanging around, go get some. You can get all the different sizes in the dozen packs, and then make these for yourself in all the different colors too. So again, this is the color I picked, but ranunculus do come in a lot of different colors. So check those out too. Have a great Sunday. Talk to you soon.